what is the argument against giving someone 400 IQ, super strength? These are all qualities that I think a lot of people would want if they could get them. So why not?
The first of all, it would lead, I think, to terrible consequences in certain ways. First of all, one would see that those members of society and groups in society who are already well positioned would use these means to position themselves all the better. You would get already a greater inequality than we have today because of the expense and availability and so forth.
So the rich would get richer genetically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And moreover, by the way, there is no upper bound. In other words, this is called positional inequality. If everybody is 5'9", then and one person is 6, that person who's 6 feet tall and might seem to have the advantage in terms of height. Well, but if everybody who's 5'9" could be 6, then that 6 foot is no longer an advantage. And you can see that this would be
an arms race.
An arms race. And then also, I think that it would it would very unwisely empower human preference in the sense that the diversity that we observe among ourselves is positive along so many dimensions. I said on the one hand that genetically we are more or less identical as representatives of our species on the one hand, but our differences are also wonderful in many ways. Height, ability, skin pigmentation, eye color, capacities, and so forth. If we could mass produce ourselves according to whims, we might destroy ourselves. We would all look like Barbie and Ken, I suppose, or whatever the fashion was, and so forth. And I can imagine it would put forms of racism on steroids and other negative human emotions. I think we want to preserve human diversity along many dimensions, not diversity in terms of, well, some people have cancer and some don't. If we could all not have cancer, that would be very good. But when it comes to intelligence, for example, I think we want to overcome what we would regard as a disability, but then embrace the outcomes of natural reproduction in a range of abilities, just as we can embrace it in terms of a range of abilities and appearances and so forth. It would be humans don't have the wisdom and will never have the wisdom to manufacture a unified species in terms of natural talents and so forth.